Paul, a sense of deja vu there at the end of this one. What was going through your mind as things started to come down there towards the ninth?
Well, I think you're always happy to get your closer back out there if you can after a little bit of a hiccup. And, it was a game where I thought we had opportunities to score more runs, which would have made it a little bit more comfortable, but we didn't take advantage. And, but our pitching was good. Gibby had a really nice night. I thought he was aggressive and, put him back out there for the seventh. And, we were kind of guarding the line a little bit, and they got a leadoff single. But our bullpen did a really nice job. We got a little bit fortunate with the line drive that Taylor somehow was able to react to. But then Kinsler getting 3 big outs and getting us back on track.
Taylor Rogers' play was huge defensively, but there were other big plays as well out in the field. How crucial was that, especially giving Kyle that confidence that he's got that team behind him?
Defensively, Joe made a nice play. Miggy had a really good series defensively, and the ball that Cano hit the center field, that's an easy misread because the ball really had a lot of carry for, didn't have a lot of height, and, his athleticism enabled him to get back there and make the play. So, yeah, when there's only 3 runs scored in a game, usually defense is going to be a part of that.
Talking before the game about Castro, is he hot? This is the weirdest 10-game hitting streak I've ever seen in one hit a day.
I don't think he's hot. I think he's doing better. He's getting some good swings. I think he, when he concentrates on looking for pitches early in the count that he can handle, and in particular not expanding up in the zone, he seems to put together pretty good at-bats. He got that little cutter that I think they were trying to get in on him that he hit out, and then he almost hit another one the other way on a good fastball. So some good signs there.
Kyle was pumping the first pitch strikes.
I thought it was really good. I didn't see the numbers, but, you're kind of subconsciously keeping track a little bit of how he's doing. And, they made a little bit of adjustment because he was throwing that curveball over for first pitch, and a couple of guys started looking for it. But he had a good mix. That curveball's really coming on. It used to be more slider changeup for off speed, but that curveball's being used more effectively, and I think it's a good pitch for him.
Gibson's been much better for you guys lately. Do you think he's figured out a little bit of his stuff since coming back up?
I think that, Kyle, and having to go down and work on some things, I don't think he really needed a wake-up call. I think he's just been really trying hard to find a way to, get his career back on a trend that's moving positively and not stagnant or sometimes backwards. He takes a lot of pride. He sometimes overthinks and gets himself in trouble. But when he goes out there with a good aggressive mindset, his results are going to be pretty good. So he's given us some good starts since his return. And, if you're going to plan to hang around these things, you need depth in your rotation, and he certainly can be a part of that.
What was going wrong for him earlier in the year?
Not trusting his stuff in the strike zone, particularly. Throwing way too many pitches that he was hoping to get swings, and they'd be balls and get into hitters' counts, and then they'd do damage. He couldn't contain innings. Instead of 1 or 2, they'd put up 5. Those type of things.
Taylor say anything when he got back to the dugout after?
There was a lot of reaction in the dugout. I didn't, other than I waited for the excitement to calm down and just told him that, that was a good job. He back-to-back nights, you never know what a guy's going to have. And, Cano hung in there on a breaking ball, and then Seager got one up the middle on him, too. But, he got the line drive off Zunino, and sometimes you got to get a little lucky.
How big of a difference can it make to be flying into San Francisco with the win today instead of, unfortunately, if you had to suffer a sweep?
Well, you come out here like we talked about before the game, and another opportunity to compete. We responded pretty well, I think, overall to get a win. It's a long trip, out here on the coast, and now we got to go back down and play a Giants team that's playing a lot better. But go down there and win another series, it'll be a good trip.